Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone. Let's dive right in. Today we'll be talking about Aptos. Can you give us a little synopsis of the project, Boris, and where you see it going?
Yeah, so Aptos is getting very popular. Crazy price action lately. It's been growing tremendously in price. It's a layer one proof of stake blockchain. Basically, it came from the failed attempt from Facebook to build, their own cryptocurrency. So two formerly, employees of Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call it, they actually created Aptos. Now, what they did is they are using a new programming language called Move. It's basically a Rust-based programming language. And so they're trying to solve different things. Right off the bat, their TPS is 150,000 transactions per second. So that's quite a bit already. In March 2022, they raised $200 million, so less than a year ago, in a seed round that was done by venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz. And then they got more heavyweights, join in. And then they did a Series A for 150 million, led by Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX. That was back in July last year. And then 2 months later, Binance Labs made a strategic investment, but they didn't disclose how much they put in, but it brought the whole valuation of the blockchain at 4 billion. So they get some really heavy weights, into this cryptocurrency. APT is the native cryptocurrency of the Aptos blockchain.
Thank you for that information, Boris. Can we now kind of talk about the history and performance of the coin?
Yes. So the mainnet was launched only in October, middle of October 2022. So just a few months ago. Like I said, it was founded by Mo Sheikh and Avery Ching, which they're both former employees of Meta. And Mo, who's the current CEO, has years of multinational financial services and blockchain crypto experience. And Avery is the CTO, and it was a software engineer and one of the principal software engineers at Meta. So we got two guys that are really a good recipe for something successful. And they worked together on the DM blockchain project of Meta. DM, if you don't remember, it was basically that project that was trying to build a cryptocurrency and blockchain projects, all that stuff at Meta, but the government probably stepped in mainly and decided that it was not going to be possible because Meta or Facebook was just becoming too big, and if they get into money on the top of it, that was going to be a bad thing. So the project failed. So those guys, they basically acquired all the experience, all the research, probably the code, all that stuff, and then they created their own stuff. That's pretty much what Aptos is. And then there are other team members, researchers, designer, and they're all as well engineers that came from that DM project. Like I said, they have over 150,000 TPS, so it's very, very fast. On the top of that, it using the Byzantine fault tolerance. And the reason it's so fast is because it's all using the parallel execution engine that was built. So it can actually do all the transaction process at the same time and validate afterwards. So that's why they're able to process so many. And then if there are failed transactions, they are either re-executed or they are aborted, and all that is done because the blockchain has a software transactional memory libraries which spot and manages conflicts. Aptos is built using Move, and it claims to offer advantages to Solidity because the EVM-based programming language, which is Solidity, it has some limits. It has actually quite a few limits, whereas Move, the language for Aptos, is much more advanced, has a lot more stuff that it can do. And then they have also horizontal throughput scalability, where natively, they implemented the sharding features. So once again, they have tons and tons of stuff that make this an extremely fast blockchain. On the tokenomics, the distribution currently 51%, the community. The core contributors, 19%, the foundation, 16%, the investors, 13%. So, and then around 80% under the community allocation, 80% of that is held by the Aptos Foundation, and the remaining is the Aptos Labs. Now, the cool thing is they're only going to release the coins. They're going to be unlocked monthly over the next 10 years. So they are slowly releasing them over a long period of time. For the investors, and core contributors, they're also subject to 4-year vesting schedule from the mainnet launch. So they're going to be receiving airdrops of coins, but slowly over 4 years. So they don't get all their coins all at once and then dump them on the market, which would be bad, for people who just bought or hold Aptos. So that's roughly the graphic, over time. We're going from 2022 to 2032. So over the next 10 years, you see the release. Now, in November this year, there is a pretty big inflection point, and then it keeps on growing. So people have really to be careful with this because that's, the release is going to be substantial. So that's going to put some pressure on the price. So even though they raised millions and millions of dollars, the launch didn't happen until October 2022, but when you know about programming, it always takes time. Even if you have the best programmers, even if you have a big team, nothing ever gets done in 2 seconds just because you dump $100 million. So they did multiple stages, and at the end, after 4 rounds of trials, and tests, everything looked good. So they decided to launch at that point. The security, they use 2 consensus protocol, the proof of stake and the Aptos BFT, which is of course, once again, a copy of what DM BFT was. Like I said, they basically took the whole Facebook Meta project and brought it over to its own stuff. They have different consensus that they use to make sure that on the security, everything is pretty secured. Now, of course, they're very recent, so thanks God they haven't had any problems yet, but we'll see over time, how well this whole security holds. Now, on the price, obviously, very recently they reached almost $20. They're currently around $18-20 today. Their lowest price was in December 2022, December 29th, 2022, at $3. So obviously, in 1 month, they have multiplied themselves by 6. So you could have done 6x in 1 month if you had bought Aptos at the end of December. Their current market cap is huge, 2.8 billion. They have a total supply of 1 billion coin, circulating supply 160 million coins, but the problem is they have no max supply. So they could keep on creating more Aptos over time, which is always, on the point of an investor, it's always a little bit dangerous, the fact that they could create more. But amazing, how much they have gained. And just in the last 7 days, they went up 62%. So they've been gaining at the point that at this point, to me, it's a high price to do entry. If there is a market pullback and we see Aptos, probably will take a pretty big dive if there is any kind of correction. If Bitcoin corrects back down to, let's say, 20,000 or 19,000 eventually, because maybe it's going to reach 25 and then correct back down to 20, it's always a possibility. We could see Aptos, go from $20 down to maybe $10. So definitely as a point of entry right now, I don't think it's the best time. But a lot of people remain bullish on Aptos. So we shall see.
Thank you, Boris. That was great information. Can we now talk about what's new and what's in the future roadmap for them?
Yeah, so like I said, they've been running really high. They're doing some new NFT partnerships with Topaz, which is one of the leading NFT marketplace on Aptos, with over 250% increase in sales volume in the last 30 days. So they're getting big into this. Another thing is PancakeSwap community that voted to stick with the network 2 weeks ago. So right now, over $32 million in assets are locked on Aptos with PancakeSwap. So big stuff happening there. So once again, they claim like everybody else, they're going to be the fastest, they're going to be the best layer one. It's possible that they're a good project. The problem is this is getting crowded. You have the Polkadots, the Cosmos, Ethereum. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. I have the feeling that every time there's a new project arrives, it's shadowing the others, and everybody thinks like, okay, now this is the greatest and the latest and greatest. Difficult to know. I mean, the cool thing is they brought in a lot of technology that was paid by Meta. So you can say thank you, Facebook, for financing all our research. On the top of that, they get a lot more money through everything. But the problem is they have too many competitors at this point, and they've gained a lot of money. So like I said, it might be worth looking at it. And it's a serious project. The only downside is the max supply is unlimited, and it's gained a lot lately. So you're really FOMOing if you buy right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Boris. Can we stake Aptos, and do you have any recommendations on where we should be doing this, Boris?
Yeah, very easy. You stake with them. You stake with the project, and it's pretty clear it's 7%. So don't use anybody else, because that would be either a scam or a rug pull or something funky. So, but you can stake, and there's an unbonding period of 1 month. That's the downside, though. But there are other projects that do that as well. So pretty straightforward.
Thank you, Boris. Can we now talk about the price prediction? Where do you see this coin, and how do you see this coin performing in the future?
Okay, so those are the potentials, once again, and it's difficult because very little track record, but roughly by 2024, by next year, it could reach around the $40 line. So that's why it's like at 20, so it's 2x from here. If you're a little patient, maybe it's going to revisit lower numbers. Maybe you can grab some at $10. It's always possible. And you could 4x your money. So $40 by next year, 2026, probably along the lines of about $90. By 2028, it could be at $200. So 10x from here, so 5 years, 10x. That's a good return. And then by 2030, it could go to almost along the lines of about $400, which would be 20x roughly from here. So price prediction looks pretty good. Once again, you're not going to get rich overnight. It's going to take several years.
From my side, Boris, that's all I have for today. But if you have anything else, please feel free to add.
That's it. Thank you, Colton. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.